back to Open Hand Farm. Today, you got me and Mark, and we just kind of wanted to do a life talk with you, let you know what's going on with us. We're not moving. I know everybody else on YouTube is moving. We're not moving.
So don't save boxes.
No, because we do not have time to move. We got too many other things to do. We're also not having kids, so, we're good.
But we are adding to the family.
We are. So you want to tell them about it?
Or do you just want to make it a surprise next week?
No, I think we've already mentioned it now. We got to say something.
Just forget what I just said, okay? Okay. A couple of months ago...
Yeah, October 1st.
An old friend of ours contacted Penny, and she said, hey, our Great Pyrenees and Poodle are having puppies. Do you want one?
And I've only wanted one for about 12 years. I mean, when we lived on our farm where we had 60 acres, we had a Pyrenees, and we tried to breed her with a poodle. It didn't work. We ended up buying the poodle because we liked him so much. And she actually went to live on a farm because we had moved back to the city.
Really?
Yeah, she really did go to live on a farm. That's not just the story.
She did.
Yes.
Well, and he did, the poodle, because we eventually got the poodle too.
Yes.
And we've had a Pyrenees and we've had a poodle, and they were the two favorite dogs we've ever had.
Right. But also, my friend Tiffany, whose dogs had the puppies, she had a female Pyrenees that we tried to stud with our poodle, and that didn't work. Then
wasn't meant to be.
My son got a Great Pyrenees female for Christmas a couple years ago, and I have a daughter that has a stud poodle, so we're like, all right, we're gonna do this. We'll get it done. And then they moved into an apartment, and having puppies in an apartment, that's not even a thing, especially that size puppies. So I had just kind of given up. And actually, one day Mark came home from work and I said, do you think God gives us the desires of our heart? Because I was even trying to think about, okay, what if Okra, that's my son's dog, got pregnant, and when she went to have the puppies, we brought her here and we took care of that portion of it. And then we're like, no, that's just not going to work. So I was done. I was like, forget it. I have tried every way I can for 10 plus years to get a Pyradoodle. I don't know why it was so important to me, but it was. And it was like 3 days later that my friend texted me and said they were having Pyradoodle puppies. And I was like, yeah, but here's the deal. Mark is not going to be willing to pay $800 or more for a puppy. So I wasn't even going to ask. And then I decided I would ask. I said, how much are you going to charge? And she said, I want to give you one. The pick of the litter. You guys, I think God really does give us the desire of our heart. So
where's my 1965 Corvette?
Well, I don't know. I don't think, if you can find somebody that's going to give you one, if any of you have a what year? A 1965?
I'd take about anything.
Okay. Any Corvette you got that you don't want anymore, just send it his way.
Somebody's going to send us a Hot Wheels
because
car.
It'll do great on our gravel and no garage to put it in.
Right.
No worries.
Other than that, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we digress.
Yes. So anyway, you guys, I hear a beep. I have to go push a button on my electric canner. I'll be right back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And that's that sound, that beeping. I don't know if you heard the beeping, but the beeping was there. Going back to the desires of your heart. One of the things that Penny really thought was important, and I think it's really important, is that we have this dog well trained. Because, it's a big dog potentially, and it could make us completely crazy.
Yes.
And so we decided we wanted to get that dog well trained and us well trained. And we have a friend who is a professional dog trainer. I mean, she's good at this stuff.
Like, she's trained army dogs, police dogs, dogs that will sense if something has gluten and you're gluten intolerant. I mean, we're talking very
trained.
Yes.
And so Penny got a hold of her and said, "Hey, would you consider, training this, and how much would you charge?" And she said, "Well, normally I charge whatever the amount was, but maybe we could kind of do a little trade." She had come onto some venison. Somebody had shot a deer.
Yeah, her grandson.
And had this meat, and she wanted to can it. And so she brought a bunch of venison over, and they've been canning all day. And so basically it's just...
Yeah, we're on 30 quarts of venison stew, and then we're going to do another 3 quarts of just venison along with 14 pints. And then I think we're done for the day.
Yeah. But, again, what's it costing us? Some electricity. Big
right.
deal. And even better yet, we needed a kennel to put this dog in, but it's a little bitty thing right now, and it's going to get huge.
Yes.
And Penny wanted one upstairs here, but also downstairs. And we mentioned it. We're talking about it to somebody, and our next door neighbor said, "I've got some kennels I'm not using. You're welcome to them." I mean, it's just like...
This community that God has brought to us is just so supportive and so wonderful.
We don't deserve it.
No, it has been amazing to just open our home and invite people in, and we get new people in our community almost every month, and they're just so kind and so loving to us. We have another community person that he just got a drone, and he's been learning to use it, and he wanted to know if he could come over and do some videos for us for free. So hopefully we're going to have like a little intro to our videos coming up that has drone shots on it. And you guys...
and somebody else just dropped off turkey the other day.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I was decorating my Christmas tree, which I wanted to do before we got the puppy. So don't hate me for already having a tree up before Thanksgiving. That's not what I usually do, but I needed it done before I started dealing with the puppy. And one of my community ladies was over here talking to me and helping me, and then my door opened, and there's another community lady who says, "I'm just dropping off turkeys tonight." I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's just a continuous blessing. I just love it.
It almost sounds like we're bragging, and we're not.
No. We are just praising God for the blessing of these people in our life that all we did was open our door and say, "Come in." And as you can tell, they just open the door and come in now. They're family. And if the door is open, you just come in.
But
that's the way it is.
On YouTube also, we've opened the door. You've opened the door mostly. And you all are coming in and leaving Penny the nicest. I mean, she reads me comments that people have left, and it's like, "Oh, I love this person. I love that person." I mean, and that's great.
You guys make me cry. You're so wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, it's Thanksgiving week.
It is.
And
we wanted to let you know that we are so thankful for all of you. As thankful as we are for the people here, we are thankful for all of you. And I wanted to give you something, and yet it's hard to do through the phone, through the video. So Mark is an English professor, and he loves to write. So I asked him to write a poem for you.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought we'd agreed you would introduce me as the poet laureate of Oakham Farm.
I'm so sorry. Okay, and so I would like to introduce, I can't work like this either. I would like to introduce the poet laureate of Open Hand Farm, as he presents. Do you have a title?
Poem.
You guys, that's the title. Poem. Okay, as he presents poem.
Man. All right. The time has come, the days grow short. A chill runs through the air. We look back on old 24 and find good memories there. How can there be good feelings, though, when so much went awry? We look back on a host of things and heave a hearty sigh. We lost some birds to predators. The rest refused to lay. We'll start a new flock in the spring. The old ones gone away. Potatoes sweet and not so sweet emerged from in the dirt. We dug them up with willing hands, and then our muscles hurt. The squash bugs got the best of us. The moles dug up our ground. But all in all, creation showed that blessings still abound. Some yellow jackets nested in our compost pile this year. I got the point when they grew mad. They stung me here and here. Thanksgiving comes this time each year. It makes our hearts grow warm. And there's much to celebrate here on Open Hand Farm. What's happened in the year gone by? What's caused us to give thanks? We've lots of jars with lots of food, like money in the bank. 5,000 people have joined in and pushed subscribe. Hooray!
Thank you.
But more than that, the comments flow in bright and gloomy days.
Yes.
We faced the pantry challenge months and found we'd been prepared. The grocery stores were left ignored, and there was food to share. Our kids moved out and took their dogs. Now we make lots of noise. We needn't fret of ending naps, nor stepping on their toys. It gives us joy to share our lives, our triumphs, and our chores. And so we will be quick to say, blessings
on you and yours. From our family to yours, we wish you a blessed Thanksgiving.